Welcome back to the channel, guys. What I'm going to be doing today is a kit review on this bit of kit on my back right here, which is the Savotta Kantamus 60L. Now, I've previously done a review of the 40L version of the Kantamus, so this is the big brother of that rucksack. I thought Savotta really knocked it out of the park with that rucksack. Check out my review, I'll put that up there. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to talk through this larger version of the Kantamus. So stay tuned. This is a brand new rucksack from Savotta. As we all know, they make absolutely quality gear. Full transparency, I didn't pay for this rucksack. They sent it to me, asked me to review it for the upcoming release of this pack. So as usual, going through the video then, what I'm going to do is I'll go through statistics of the pack, I'll go through the functions and features, then I'll talk through best use of the pack as I see it being best used at least. Then I'll go through pros and cons of the pack and I'll summarise at the end. So with that being said, let's dive into it. Okay, statistics for the pack then. So this is mainly made of 1000D Cordura, so it's mega robust, and there are some small areas that they've cut down to 500D just to save a little bit of weight. Dimensions then, so it's 34 centimeters from left to right. Width ways then, it's 29 centimeters there to there. And the actual height of the pack is 59 centimeters from top to bottom. The weight of this thing then is 2.8 kilos dry, so with nothing in, which is 6.2 pounds. And the volume is 60 litres for the main compartment and 12 litres for the lid. So it's actually 72 litres all up. Going into the functions and features of the pack then, I'm going to cover it top to bottom, back and front, and then I'll go inside the pack then. So let's do it. Right then, at the top of the pack, you've got a really generous lid. As I've already mentioned, it's 12 litres, so you can get loads of gear in this. It's accessed by this twin zipper, which is great because if one of these fails, you can always use the other one. Plus you can centralise the zips or have them left to right or whatever. But this gives you loads of space for all your smaller bits and pieces that you can get into the top of your pack or stuff you want to get to quickly. On the front of the lid then, what you've got is another smaller compartment. This is separate to that main compartment with a D-ring in it that you can attach your keys to, or if you want to get something in there that you want to get to quickly, for example a head torch, that's a great little compartment right there. You've also got a Velcro field on the front there, so you can stick all your morale patches, your unit ID patches, that sort of thing. And on the very top, you've got this crisscross of bungee cord, which is absolutely great for just adding something on really quickly onto the top of the pack. Opening up the lid then, what we've also got on the underside of the lid here is two molle straps there. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 by 2. So what you can use this for, and I think this is a really good idea, you can either run a bungee cord through this and you can attach something like a roll mat, or you could literally just run straps through it. Again, something like a roll mat or just something you want to get to quickly, like a waterproof jacket. Or you could attach a pouch on the inside there as an admin pouch on the inside of the lid there, which would be really handy. And I had something like this tailored on my rucksack when I was serving many years ago, and it's great that they've actually come out with this idea. I've never seen anyone else do this apart from when I did it with my gear, like I say, quite a few years ago. So that's a great little feature there. Looking at the actual front of the pack here then, what we've got is a molle field there, which is 5 vertically by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, running left to right. So you've got loads of field there to add pouches to the front of the pack. You've got your two main straps with lots of excess web in there, and I'll talk about that again in a minute. And you can also use molle to kind of tidy up your straps because these are extra long straps here. Okay, These run all the way underneath and to the bottom of the rucksack here then. So you've got 2 molly straps there. Again, you could use these for attaching straps for attaching extra loads if you're carrying really heavy outsized loads, or just things like roll mats and stuff to the bottom. And these straps actually run all the way to the bottom of the rucksack there then. So what it does is it helps compress the whole rucksack as well when you tighten it up. So that's the bottom of the pack there, quite simple, just those molly straps there. And you've also got these two little loops here. These can actually be used for attaching these quick release buckles to attach some of the other range of packs and stuff that Savotta do. Moving on to the sides then. Now you can see on the side of the pack then it's fairly wide, and that's you know, giving you that extended capacity. And again, you've got a whole load of molly on the side there. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 field of molly there. So you've got loads of options there for attaching things like side pouches and stuff, which Savotta do. They do a whole different, the whole range of side pouches of different sizes and stuff. So that gives you extended capacity. You can, you know, fill this up even more, get much more capacity in the rucksack. You've also got 2 side compression straps there, closed with side release buckles. These have got 2 functions. They can compress the rucksack right down if you're not completely full up and stabilise the load. Or if you've got anything on the side here, you can strap something to the side. Or if you have something like an axe, what you can do is stuff it in the bottom, this bottom pouch here, and actually use this to secure the load. So something like a mortar round would fit in there perfectly, or a 66mm light anti-tank weapon, something like that would fit in there perfectly. So taking an axe then, what you can do is put the bottom in that little pouch there and use these straps to secure the handle, and that's going to make that super secure. Getting into the main compartment, so you've got 2 options. You can either, as you're looking down at the pack on the left hand side, you've got a 2-way zip there then, so you can access the pack there. So I could grab this has got my waterproof jacket in it and my warm jacket. So you get to that dead easy, and then once you've got your kit, you can just zip that back up. And the beauty of having a 2-way zip then is you can actually get to any point within the main compartment by just moving them up and down and reaching inside to get what you need, which is great. On the other side then, now this is really interesting. On this side here then, if I undo the side straps, you've got another 2-way zipper there. Now, this doesn't go into the main compartment. This goes to a big flat compartment on the back here. So what I've got in here is my basher, and that fits in there perfectly. Loads of room for the pegs as well. And there's more space in there too, so I could get more kit in there if I wanted to. But I think that, in particular, is a great function on this pack, because it just gives you the option to organise your kit. Your basher's going to get wet overnight. You don't want that going in with your main compartment. So for me, that's a perfect little option there on the side there with that front compartment. Okay, looking at the top of the rucksack here then, and going into the main compartment, you've got the 2 side release buckles, and then you've got a roll top closure, which is dead simple to use. You just undo it, roll it out, and as you can see here, it's got a waterproof coating, and that runs all the way inside the rucksack. Now, I always pack my kit in dry bags. However, I reckon this would pretty much do a very, very good job of keeping your kit completely dry, even without dry bags. However, it's always a good idea to bag your kit up into dry bags. So there's some of my kit there. And looking, what we've got is one big bucket for all your gear. The only feature on the inside is this hydration bladder compartment with a hanger loop there, and then 2 little loops there and there for different types of hydration bladders, and that's massive. That goes all the way down here, about 3/4 of the way down the pack, so that would fit at least a 3 litre bladder in there, so loads of hydration. And then what we've got is the ports there. See my finger there poking through. There's one of those on either side, so you can put your hydration bladder tube through there. Now the top flap on this rucksack is completely floating. That means you can actually extend this up and increase the capacity of the pack. So what we've got is two straps, one there and one there, and you just basically pull up on the straps and that lifts the lid up. So what you can do is either extend the capacity of the pack by overfilling it using the roll top and just extending it up, or what you can do is get an assault pack like this Gahaka that I've already done the review on, put it underneath the top, and by having those extendable straps then you just basically cinch it down or extend it to the size that you need, and that'll basically sit your assault pack underneath the top flap of the rucksack like so. Okay, going on to the back of the rucksack then, and the actual carriage system. So what we've got is these great S-shaped shoulder straps. They're super comfy, really well designed. They've got a couple of loops of webbing down it so that you can attach items and stuff. You can put bungees on there for hydration bladder tubes, things like that. And then you've got a nice sturdy sternum strap here that's removable and adjustable. So you can move it up and down the shoulder straps as you see fit. Also, these shoulder straps are completely removable. They've got a little buckle just there. If this was to get damaged, you can completely undo it, take it off, get a replacement shoulder strap and then change it. Really easy. These are also adjustable up and down, so depending on your body size and type, this can be attached in different points up and down these webbing straps here to suit you best. There's a nice big pad underneath this Velcro flap here, so that can come out and you can actually use that as a sit pad there if you wanted to. Behind these straps here then, you've got an aluminium frame which extends all the way around like so. That gives the rigidity to the pack if you're carrying heavy loads. You've got lovely lumbar pads here at the bottom that help support the load, and then attached to that you've got these wings on the side here with sewn in webbing straps that basically mean you can attach molly pouches onto those side wings if need be. These are also completely removable if you want to take them off. So all you need to do is thread the webbing straps through the buckle like so, and then if you could either leave it like that, or this section comes off too. So that basically just feeds through and then feeds through that strap, and then you can tuck that back away into the webbing there and just have the lumbar pad. So you can do that on both sides. If you're wearing webbing or body armour and you feel like you don't need the wings and the waist belt, then you can completely remove those, and you can actually take these off as well if you want. I would recommend that you just leave them on for however you're going to use them though. So putting them back on, again, dead easy. You just thread the webbing strap through those loops like so. And then this strap passes back through that buckle and you're back on. On the front of the strap then you've got this berg buckle that attaches dead easy, just like that, and then it cinches in from the outside in. Super ergonomic, it's really good. That's the back system covered there then. So that's the functions and features covered there then. What I'm going to be talking next about is how I see this pack being best used. Now, primarily this has been designed for use by military, so it's bomb proof. It's designed to basically get on with a job, carry heavy loads, carry them comfortably, but most importantly be robust and take the sort of punishment that military kit gets put through. And we're not talking about soldiers misusing their kit. We're talking about the fact that it gets thrown in the back of vehicles, you parachute with it, You know, you're getting in and out of vehicles with it all the time. It gets scraped off the side of armoured vehicles, stuff like that, you know. But also this would be a great bit of kit for people that want to go out bushcrafting, doing survival stuff, things like that, especially in cold climates, because it's got a massive carriage capacity, 72 litres, without any external pouches or anything that you could obviously add more carriage capacity to. So they're my personal thoughts on how it'd be being best used by military and by bushcrafters. However, it would also be a great bit of kit for those just going out backpacking and doing that sort of thing, getting in the great outdoors. So it's got lots of uses. All right then, so pros and cons of the pack then. And first thing I'm going to talk about is the pros. Now, the first thing I'll say about this is it's super robust. You can just tell at it, it's quality, it's designed to last forever, it's designed to get punished. So that robustness, the toughness of the pack is definitely the first pro in my eyes. The second one then is it's compressible and it's scalable. So there's compression straps all over it. You can compress it down if need be, if you're not using the full capacity of the pack. And it's scalable too. So you can remove the lid if you need to. You can add pouches to the sides, to the front. You can add the day sacks that Savotta make. So you can scale it right up and make this an even bigger pack, or you can squish it down and make it more compact. Third pro then is comfort whilst carrying large loads. With the frame, with the back padding, with the carriage system, this is absolutely great at carrying heavy loads. I carried the 40 litre version of this for quite a long way over a few days, and the pack was carried so comfortably on my back over that distance, carrying a relatively decent amount of weight. So I can definitely say that the carriage system on these packs are absolutely second to none. Okay, what I'm going to talk about next then are the cons. So there's not much to be had with this, to be honest, cons wise, but there are a couple of things that I'd say, you know, you could see as a negative. First one is the straps. So there are lots of loose straps on the pack, like here and here and here and here. Easily fixed though. You could get, you know, black tape on there, sniper tape, or you could use Ranger bands. And Savotta actually make small strap tidiers that you can buy separately, little elastics, and they basically just tidy up all those straps nicely. So it's easily fixed, okay? Second con then is the back has not got any kind of air gap or anything. I mean, there's a slight air gap between where the lumbar pad is and the shoulders because it will carry at a slight angle, but there's no like mesh or anything like that. That's because this is designed for soldiers where they're going to be wearing body armour, so that basically makes that kind of thing irrelevant. But, you know, just so you're aware, there isn't any mesh or anything on here. Personally, I don't have a problem with that at all. Okay, third con then is it's not lightweight. It's 2.8 kilos empty, but with all the molly strapping on it, the fact that it's heavy duty, it's 1000D Cordura, it's not going to be a lightweight pack, okay? So it's not uber heavy, but it's not uber light either. So then, that's my review of a Kantamus 60 litre pack. I really look forward to using this pack, especially in the colder weather, because it's going to give me the capacity to carry a lot more gear very comfortably over distance when the weather actually turns cold in the UK. So has anyone else out there got one of these packs yet? It's brand spanking new. I personally can't recommend this enough. I think it's an absolutely fantastic pack. As I say, I really look forward to using this soon. So let me know what your thoughts are on this pack. Have you got the 40 litre? Do you intend to get the 60 litre? Have you actually got the 60 litre version yet? Let me know what you say in the comments. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. And as always, stay prepared. And I'd just like to say a massive thank you to all the members that are supporting my channel. Much appreciated. Thank you.